Focus. Good morning. Good morning, sir. No, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
So I heard about you so much from.
No problem.
I heard about you so much from Murugesan and all, but first time I'm seeing you.
Let us start the function.
Yes, okay.
Good morning to one and all gathered here. I, Twinkle Desai, on behalf of Department of Mathematics, NIT Puducherry, is delighted to welcome you all to this 3-day international conference on fractional calculus, theory, application and numerics. We would cordially invite our honorable chief guest, Professor K. Balachandran from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. Dignified Director, Professor K. Shankaranarayana Swamy, respected Registrar, Professor S. Sundaravardhan, beloved HOD of Mathematics Department, Professor G.S. Mahapatra, Organizing Chairman, Dr. V. Govindaraj, our respected faculty members, and my brothers and sisters. A day without prayer is a day without blessing. Now I request everyone to stand up for the prayer song.
Oh my God.
Now in this auspicious occasion, we have our traditional lamp lighting ceremony. I would like to invite our respected director and all the dignitaries present in the dais to come forward and light the lamp. Request to invite Dr. Kumar sir to come forward and come forward and welcome our director with Vitri Sapli. Come forward and welcome our registrar. Now I welcome Dr. G.S. Mahapatra sir, Head of Department of Mathematics, to give the welcome address.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I would like to welcome all of you to the first International Conference on Fractional Calculus, Theory, Applications and Numerics 2023, organized by the Srinivasa Ramanujan Department of Mathematics of our institute. Today, if this international conference is getting accomplished, then it's only because of the strong motivation, support and guidance of our respected director sir, Professor K. Shankar sir. Under his dynamic leadership, along with starting the MSc program in mathematics, the Department of Mathematics has also organized several national conferences and workshops on mathematics. I thank you for all the encouragement, sir, and welcome you to this international conference. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our registrar, sir, Dr. S. Sundaravardhan, who supports us immensely through all the administrative support. I welcome you, sir, to the conference. It's my privilege to extend a very special welcome to the esteemed chief guest of today's conference, Professor K. Balachandran, Mentor Professor, Department of Mathematics, Bharatiyar University, an esteemed mathematician of our country who has made excellent contribution to the application of mathematics. I welcome you, sir, to this conference.
Thank you.
I also extend a warm welcome to the deans, associate deans, HODs, faculty members, staff, and all the participants and paper presenters from various institutions of India and abroad to this event. As you know, this international conference is scheduled to be conducted for 3 days, starting from today. I am confident that this technical platform will inspire, explore, and share mathematical developments among all the attendees. I welcome again all the participants from various organizations who have taken the effort to participate and be a part of this international conference. Wishing you to have an enriched theoretical and applied mathematical experiences. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome. I will be glad to invite Dr. V. Govindaraj, Organizing Chairman of ICFCTAN 2023, to give a brief introduction about the conference.
Very good morning to everyone gathered in online as well as in offline. I, Dr. V. Govindaraj, Organizing Chairman of this International Conference on Fractional Calculus, Theory, Applications and Numerics. More than 12 years of such experience and published around 50 papers in the field of fractional calculus. That motivates me to organize this international conference on fractional calculus in the Srinivasa Ramanujan Department of Mathematics, National Technology Puducherry, Karikal, under the strong motivation, guidance and encouragement given by Professor K. Swami, Director in Puducherry, and administrative support by a brotherhood approach by Professor S. Sundaravardhan, Registrar in Puducherry. Recently, fractional calculus plays a major role in the development of modern science and engineering. This conference aims to bring the academic researchers and research scholars to exchange their share and ideas in the all aspects of fractional calculus. So this international conference is one of the biggest conference in fractional calculus because of the following reasons. The first one, invited lectures. Second one, registered participants. Third one, publications. So about the invited speakers, we have 7 invited speakers from various countries. Professor K. Balachandran and Professor Sugonam from India, Professor John J. Nito from Spain, Professor Dmitry Puliano from Turkey, Professor Nepolis from Argentina, Professor Kamal Shah from Pakistan, and Professor Mahdullah from Saudi Arabia. So about the registered participants, we have registered around 139 registered participants, and we received around more than 150 plus abstracts. Out of 150 plus abstracts, we accepted only 105 abstracts. So we have 5 contributed paper sessions, and each session consists of 5 panel sessions. So we have around 30 session chairs to handle the contributed paper sessions. So about the publication, all the presented papers in the conference will be recommended for the possible publication based on the high quality via pre-review in the following journals. The first one, the International Journal of Dynamics and Control, Springer Publisher, and Indexing Scopus. Second one, Contemporary Mathematics Journal, is a Universal Research Publisher, Indexing Scopus Journal. The beauty of this conference is publication is free of cost. So in that case, I am very much thankful to the editors of International Journal of Dynamics and Control and Contemporary Mathematics. So thank you all. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your knowledgeable explanation. Let me heartily invite Professor K. Sankaranarayanasamy, Director of NIT Puducherry, to give the inaugural address.
A warm good morning for the those who are attending this international conference on fractional calculus, theory, application, and numerics. And we are indeed happy to have Professor Balachandran as a chief guest for today's function. Young and energetic professor is chairing the session. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
Well, this pandemic has opened up a new avenue for us to conduct these conferences where we can get a lot of participations. We can have it online. Physically, you need not to come to the campus and present the paper. And this has opened out a lot of participation. Not only that, keynote addresses we can always get from eminent people, because if they have to give it on campus, they have to spend 2 to 3 days of their time to come to the campus and deliver the lecture. Whereas here they will be spending only 2 to 3 hours of their time. So the quality has tremendously improved by conducting these online conferences. But the only drawback is you do not have that physical feel of attending the conference. Anyway, though we can have so much of online conferences like this, we should have conferences in the campus also, because other people should come to our campus and know how we have been progressing over the years. I know only calculus, whereas he is saying that he is conducting fractional calculus. They're doing research in 10 or 12 years in that. Anyway, my knowledge in the area of mathematics is limited to what is applicable to mechanical engineering. The good thing about these conferences is we have real international flavor in it. We have invited speakers from Argentina, Spain, Saudi Arabia, even Pakistan. So definitely people will be very much benefited by attending all the sessions of these conferences, and the deliberations that is going to happen in this conference will build a lot of camaraderie among the researchers in mathematics, and this will help them in prospering in their area of research. I wish all the best to all the participants of this conference, and to happy learning and happy friendship development through this conference to all the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. Now I cordially invite Professor S. Sundaravardhan, Registrar of NIT Puducherry, to give the special address.
Respected Director, eminent mathematician, Professor Balachandran sir, Deans, Associate Deans, HODs, organizers of this committee, colleagues and student friends. A happy morning to one and all. It's my pleasure to first congratulate the organizers for having organized such a wonderful international conference on mathematics. I appreciate their efforts, and the institute, along with the director's support, is always there for them. I also take this opportunity to welcome all the invited speakers from various countries, and I also thank them for having accepted our invitation on behalf of the organizers. I also welcome the participants from across the country and from abroad, and I expect that this would definitely help them in their career and make them think differently in their areas of research. I wish all the best to the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your special words. Now I courteously welcome our Reverend Mentor, Professor K. Balachandran. Now I would like to give a little bit introduction about sir. Now, Professor K. Balachandran is a mentor professor at the Department of Mathematics, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. Dr. K. Balachandran has almost 30 years of experience in Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. He did his PhD and Masters in University of Madras. His area of interest is control theory, abstract differential equation, integral equation, partial differential equation, fractional differential equation, and many fields of applied mathematics. He supervised 51 PhD candidates and has published 400 plus articles in reputed national and international journals and conferences. He is a member of Board of Studies of various universities and institutions. Dr. K. Balachandran is the coordinator of several conferences and the doctoral research evaluator for various universities and institutions. He received several honors from various nations, including Fulbright Award, USA, Chandana Award, Canada, Tamil Nadu Scientist Award, India, Office of Naval Research Global Award, USA, and UGC BSR Faculty Fellowship, India. Now I request our respected director to felicitate our chief guest.
Okay. So let me start.
No, sir. Yeah, this is the memento that we will be giving to you, sir. It will be reaching you. Our institute memento.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Now I would like to request Professor K. Balachandran to give the chief guest address.
Okay, good morning to everybody. So first let me thank the administration providing the opportunity to Dr. Govindaraj to organize this conference. In this respect, I thank Professor Sangara Narayana Swami of the Director of NIT Puducherry and Professor Sundara Varadan of Registrar of NIT Puducherry and the Head of the Department Dr. Mahapatra. And indeed, I am very happy my student Dr. Govindaraj organizing such an international conference of fractional calculus theory, application and numerics. In fact, so I started this subject only in 2010, and slowly it is spread like being and it developed in India is as a hot area of research. So in that sense, I am very grateful to all of my students and the scholars who are all taking part in this conference. So I just want to tell about this brief history of our fractional calculus. Okay, I know that everybody is familiar with that mathematics is the language of science and differential equation is the language of applied mathematics and calculus is the language of differential equations. And when the calculus was introduced by Newton and Leibniz during the 17th century, so that many people took the idea of Leibniz more interestingly than the idea of Newton, because so Leibniz notations for calculus is more interesting, and Leibniz and he introduced the derivative of nth order for a curve y is equal to f of x as dny by dx power n, and he wanted to accept these notations by some fellow mathematicians of Europe. So he contacted Professor L'Hopital. At the time, he was the chairman of the Academy of Paris, and he wrote a letter to the L'Hopital, and he immediately shot back the question that okay, it is fine. So what is the value when n equal to half? So that Leibniz was stumbled and he replied that one day we will get any useful information about this type of derivative, and that is the birth of fractional calculus. It was happened in 1695. So from that onwards, slowly it is developing. Actually, during 17th and 18th, 19th century, that fractional calculus was not yet developed. So that time, during the 17th century, this calculus was introduced by these two great mathematicians, and slowly in 18th century, said that the basic properties and formulation of mathematical models, and that is linked with differential equations and the great laws, Newton's laws of mechanics. All these things put that differential equation is the best way of expressing the applied problems, and that during 19th century, people are always interested in solving the problems by using the known functions. So such a times, only these linear differential equations are taken, and people are ignored the nonlinear part, and therefore they are all interested in linear differential equation and try to find the exact solutions of the linear differential equation, and with that solutions they try to analyze the behavior of the dynamical systems or planetary motions or many things. They have done all these things, and slowly that the mathematicians and applied researchers are exhausted of linear differential equations. They slowly enter into that non-linear differential equation, because this linear differential equation is an approximate model of the nonlinear differential equation. So naturally, it will not express the exact thing about the physical systems. So they are all interested in nonlinear differential equations, and slowly these people always talking about nonlinear things, and sometimes great researchers are calling this 20th century as the nonlinear differential equations and nonlinear phenomena. So up to that, this fractional calculus is not developed. Only mathematicians here and there try to give some new definitions and little properties and other things are there. And during 1903, that great mathematician, Swedish mathematician Mittag-Leffler defined a simple function. So that is nowadays it is called as Mittag-Leffler function. So that function is the generalization of the exponential function. So you know that all are familiar with that. That exponential function is the solution of the a simple linear differential equation. You call it, suppose if you take that y dy by dx equal to ax, then the solution is y of x equal to e power ax. So that represents the population model. So that is the first applied problem about the linear equations in the mathematical biology. So this generate that a new function, and from that people are slowly interested that so it is possible to find some solutions of fractional things. So therefore at that time that Riemann-Leibniz introduced a new type of integral, so that is called as Riemann-Leibniz integral. So our conventional integral is just like that, it is an integral part, there is no kernel. So if you want that, you can say that the kernel is equal to 1. So it is always a continuous function, therefore it's a regular one. So when you remove the regularity and put a irregular function, what we call it a singular function. So then that fractional integral exists and fractional things are coming out. So based on that, then that Riemann-Leibniz has introduced a new type of derivative along with the kernel with singularity. So that definition is an interesting part of fractional calculus, and we call it as the first derivative about the fractional derivative. So in that derivative, so when you are applying this model to the differential equation, that time it is called as fractional differential equation. So that initial condition is always getting problem for the fractional differential equation and the fractional derivative introduced by Riemann-Leibniz. So therefore, at the time that an Italian engineer, mechanical engineer, so he was struggling with some problem about viscoelasticity. So he used this Riemann-Leibniz fractional derivative, and he is not able to get a nice, what he expected that the result is not coming out. So he interchanged the definition instead of taking the integration and after that differentiating. You differentiate that function and then integrate with the singular kernel so that you will get a nicer property. So that is the first impact of fractional differential equation, and that derivative is called Kappa derivative. After the introduction of Kappa derivative, and that Kappa derivative is always observing the initial conditions, that observing the initial conditions just like that integer for differential equations. So the impetus of fractional differential equation is coming out. So that happened in 1969, if I am correct, 1969, that definition was introduced. After that slowly the people from Japan and US and Europe applying several problems of applied nature and try to get more interesting things about fractional differential equations. So in fact, in the case of ordinary differential equation, you all familiar with that differentiation is always giving the tangent for a given curve. And integration is always giving the area of the given curve under the curve. So such kind of physical interpretation is not yet come or not able to get for the fractional derivatives. So that is one kind of impediment as far as fractional differentiation is concerned. So that people are always nowadays interested to give interpretation or physical meaning for the fractional derivative of any order. So now people are giving more interpretation for the fractional derivative lies between 0 and 1 and 1 and 2. So that there are some physical interpretation for higher order. So that is still in the infancy stage. And I hope that the younger researchers you people are going to get more and more interesting things. And in fact, I am very happy about these things. And that title is somewhat really interesting one. So that fractional calculus theory, application, and numerics. So the first thing is the theory. So theory is usually all, I think all are familiar with the researchers who are all doing about fractional calculus is existence theory. So that existence means existence of solutions for the fractional differential equations and continuation of solutions for the fractional differential equation and what do you call it as uniqueness. So all these things are very nice, and I hope and therefore the existence part is more or less we can say that complete for the fractional ordinary differential equation, but largely it is still infancy in the case of fractional partial differential equations and fractional stochastic differential equations and fractional random differential equations and fractional fuzzy differential equations. So these are all the interesting area where that those who are all interested in theory can pursue this research. And as far as the application part is concerned, stability, controllability, optimal control, and so many things, so many applied qualitative behaviors are there. In that also it is slowly coming out many results of controllability, observability, optimal control, and stabilization, and so many type of trajectory controllability. These things are slowly coming up. And that last part is called numeric. So it is an infancy stage, because so very limited research is going on regarding the numerical simulations and finding the trajectories and applying the standard Mathematica and MATLAB. It's all very difficult, and the new coding should be found, and I think that young researchers is able to get such kind of these things. So therefore, I expect that this conference will bring more young researchers and learn more about the theory, applications, and numeric. And as far as I am concerned about the speakers, they are all topmost speakers in the international level, and fortunately or unfortunately, they are all call it as theoretical mathematicians. So if you get some more engineers who are all doing in research in fractional dynamical system, so that this conference is more interesting and more directly related to your what do you call it as engineering college and Institute of Technology. And I hope that such a kind of conference is going to be conducted by some of our experts like the present Department of Mathematics of NIT Puducherry for the enhancement of what is that fractional differential equations. Because in the other in IIT and other center also they are all concentrating only on theoretical studies of fractional differential equations. And I hope that this conference will motivate and encourage the young researchers to enter into the applied part, and especially which is directly connected to the technology part of this institution. And I hope that this conference will be more useful and more helpful to this organization and to the young scientists. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
For your heartwarming words. Now I request our respected director to give felicitation. I requested Govinda sir to felicitate our director.
What is this?
Mahavitra sir to felicitate.
Okay.
Now, as many contributors are presenting their papers today, I want to remind you that the work you are doing is not only important, but also groundbreaking. Your research has the potential to unlock new insights and solve problems that affect our world. So I invite all the participants to begin this journey of discovery together with our contributors and enjoy this exciting event. Now I kindly request everyone to stand for the national anthem. Now it's time to start the conference. This fractional calculus consists of 7 invited lectures and 5 contributed paper sessions. At last, all the presented papers in the conference will be recommended for possible publication in International Journal of Dynamics and Control and Contemporary Mathematics. Now it's time for break. First session of this start by 11. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. We will wait at 11 o'clock, sir, for your lecture. Starting with you, right?
Yes.
Hey, it's 11 o'clock, is it not? I lecture.
Yes, sir, 11 o'clock, sir.
Yeah, I will come. No problem.
Now we have a break for half an hour, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
ఇతన్ని కూర్చోవాలి